Hey Hylians! So 2022 is now behind us, and to finish off this last year and to bring in the new one, I wanted to have a little look back over my channel from last year and also go over my hopes for the year ahead. I did want to do this before the end of 2022, but better now than never. I've also been a little bit ill, as you might be able to hear. I'm still getting over it, so I did want this out a little bit earlier, but hey, we're doing it now. I also asked you guys a little while ago to send me some questions that you may have had for me about my channel, Zelda, really anything you wanted to ask me. So after this little roundup and update, I'll be going over some of those. Now, while we didn't get to my sub goal for 2022 of 5,000, we still got really close, and I'm really happy and thankful for all of you. Seriously, thank you all so much. I do feel compared to 2021, especially in the later half of the year, I really started getting back into making videos after finding it quite hard in the year before. Focusing on topics that maybe might not have the most hype around them, but are ones that have been interesting to me and have been stuff I wanted to talk about for a long time on my channel, I think helped this. Talking about topics like the Majora's Mask manga and the Moon's Face have been things I've wanted to talk about for years now, so it was really nice and pretty exciting to finally have the chance to. I also continued my Skyward Sword Let's Play this year, and yes, I am still planning on finishing it. It's just been a little bit hard to record Let's Play stuff lately, but please don't worry, I want to finish the game just as much as you guys want me to finish playing it, and I need to wait for a bit more time to record all of it maybe in one go, so I can then not worry about not having enough up. It's a long game, it's probably the longest game that I have Let's Played so far, so yeah, I think to finish it off I'm just gonna wait until I can record the rest of the game, which isn't really that much to be honest, and then post it after I've recorded all of it in one go, just so I don't get overwhelmed again. It kind of happens, I think, when I suddenly run out of Let's Play videos to post. But yes, I am still planning on finishing it, don't worry. I really love the game, I love playing it, and I just need to find the time to get around to finishing it. It's coming, don't worry. One video in particular that I was very happy with this year was my cosplay video. A lot of you might know, but I've been cosplaying for quite a long time now, and I did do a video somewhat like this back in 2017, but the way this one turned out was so much better, and I was so proud of how it came out. I think it also means a lot because over the years, a lot of the people in that video have become very good friends of mine, and the Zelda meetup at the convention itself is always my favourite part of the weekend. I always love seeing everyone and hanging out, seeing everyone's lovely costumes, and so it's kind of become a big kind of friend group meetup as well as a Zelda group meetup, which is really fun and exciting. It was also my birthday on one of the days I recorded, so that was really cool to kind of get that little birthday moment in. Very nice little surprise that I got from everyone there. Yeah, so I really loved how that looked, and I really would love to do some more cosplay kind of music video-ish stuff on my channel now and then. There's something coming up this year, I believe this May, which is very, very exciting. And I'm hoping I can record that at the convention again. It's Zelda related, so you guys would enjoy it. But yeah, I'm very excited for that, and I'll probably talk about that more closer to the time, in case some of you guys are going to MCM London in May and want to join in with that, because I think that'd be fun. But yes, I really loved my cosplay video this year. I thought it was really fun, turned out great, way better than I expected. Everyone in it looks awesome, as they always do. I loved it. That was probably one of my favourite videos from this year. The next big thing for my channel this year was obviously the name and more footage for Tears of the Kingdom. I feel this really pushed me and helped me with my motivation as well to make videos, and that kind of leads into this year. We are only 5 months away from this game as it comes out in May, and that's going to go by super fast. I'm sure it won't be long until we get some new footage for the game or just some new news for the game. In that time, I want to try and make a couple more videos around things that I would like to see in the game, my hopes for the game, and just kind of what I'm going to expect from it. I already have a couple of ideas lined up, and if we get more footage, then I'm sure I'll come up with some new ideas surrounding whatever we see. I've also been asked this a couple of times and have been trying to figure out for myself, but yes, some of you guys have asked if I will be Let's Playing Tears of the Kingdom on the channel. I honestly really want to. I love playing games for the first time on camera, so I can kind of document my first reactions for everyone, and to also kind of look back in a couple of years and kind of get nostalgic and all that stuff. I like doing that. I like looking at my first reactions to playing games. And it's something that I like to watch other people do, so I can understand that why some of you guys have been asking me if I'll be Let's Playing it. But the problem with this game is it's very likely, well, pretty much obviously going to be very much like Breath of the Wild. So it's going to be open world, it's going to be very big, and I don't want Let's Playing the game to kind of hinder my first experience. And because it's such an open game, it's probably going to be a bit awkward to Let's Play in the normal way that I do it. And so the idea that I've come up with is possibly Let's Playing the game or streaming the game on my Twitch, then taking the video and either posting that to YouTube or cutting it up and posting it to YouTube a day or so after, because I feel if I condense myself to 30 minutes like I do with Skyward Sword, it's not going to work for a game that's so much more open. Skyward Sword is it's very linear, especially compared to Breath of the Wild and, as I'm guessing, Tears of the Kingdom. So I can kind of make that a bit easier into 30 minutes, just do kind of each story point that comes up. But I don't want to force myself to just do the story or just do side quests. I want to go wherever I want to go. I want to play the game how I normally would. And so I feel the best way to do that would be live streaming it and then posting it on here for you guys. And then if I did live stream it, you guys can also come hang out and watch me play it live, which would be pretty cool as well. So that's what I'm leaning towards. I'm hoping that I'll be able to do that. There's also some other stuff that come out around, some other stuff that happens in May. Obviously, thanks phone. My birthday and Comic-Con are in May, so yeah, it's going to be quite a busy month, but I'm still hoping that I'll be able to do that. And if you guys have any ideas on maybe other ways that I could do a Let's Play of Tears of the Kingdom, then please let me know, though I am leaning towards the streaming and then uploading. I think that'll probably work best. But yeah, if you guys have any other ideas, then do let me know. I'd love to kind of have a couple different options that might work. And speaking of streaming, I really want to stream more in general this year. Not just Zelda, but a ton of different games. I did stream a bit more this year than I have over the last couple of years, but that was mainly my reactions to gaming events or kind of directs and all that kind of stuff, which are fun to do, but I want to stream more games. I feel streaming more games is fun. Tears of the Kingdom being a game that I'm sure a lot of people would be excited to see me stream, but there are tons of other games coming out this year that I think would be just as fun to stream my reactions to. Two that are coming out within the next couple of months are Resident Evil 4 remake. I'm a big Resident Evil fan, if you didn't know. I've actually Let's Played the Resident Evil 8 and its DLC. I streamed both of those and then put those on my second channel. So that's kind of what I'm thinking about doing with Tears of the Kingdom. But I did that. It'd be really cool to do a Let's Play, a stream of Resident Evil 4, which comes out in April? March? I don't know. Soon. There's also Final Fantasy Theater Rhythm that comes out next month in February. I'd love to play some of that, just kind of chat with you guys on stream. That'd be really fun. Obviously there's Final Fantasy 16, possibly Final Fantasy 7 Part 2. Tons of stuff coming out this year that I'd love to play on stream and just hang out with you guys. I've also recently started playing Final Fantasy 14, which is an MMO. It's the first MMO and really the only MMO that I've ever played. So maybe I'll stream some of that in the future, maybe some Overwatch. I really just want to stream more this year. It's fun. I love streaming and I think it'd be great to do more often, and yeah, I really want to do that. I really want to do that. A little personal goal for myself this year that I want to try and remember is not to get too focused on getting a video out every week. If I need a little bit more time, or I just don't have an idea that I feel is fully fleshed out enough for a video that week, then maybe I can just sit and give myself a little bit extra time. I know a lot of people make videos every week, and I can do that when I have enough ideas and I have enough time to work on videos, but sometimes it does take a little bit extra time, and I don't want to force myself into a schedule too much. So yeah, I want to try and just make sure that if things need a little bit more time, I give them a little bit more time. I'm normally pretty good with this, but sometimes I'm like, oh, I need to get this video out for tomorrow. I'm just going to do this, this, and this, and I'm not going to spend any more time on it, even though it could maybe use a little bit more time, and I then rush it and perhaps don't feel as happy with it as I could. Yeah, that's a little goal that I want to try and remember for myself this year as well. To wrap up my little look back over the year, I'm happy with what I did last year. It may not have been as much as I have hoped at the beginning of that year, and it may not have been as much as other channels, but it was all the content I really enjoyed making, whether the topics were on Tears of the Kingdom or older stuff I had wanted to talk about for a while. I want to continue making videos that I enjoy on topics that I want to talk about. While I want to try and stick to a pretty solid schedule, if videos need more time, then I will give them more time. Even if that means maybe not posting every single week. No matter what, I hope you guys continue to watch and enjoy the content I create over the coming year. Now, before we finish off, I want to go over some of those questions that you guys asked me. I can't get to all of them, sadly, and there are a few that I feel would be better off for full videos on some of the topics that you asked me. So I'll go over some of them now, and if you guys have any more questions, do leave them in the comments below so I can kind of put them all together and maybe do another one of these in a couple of months. That'd be really cool. Anyway, let's not ramble anymore. Let's get on to the questions. The Bread Pirate asks, what had been your favourite Let's Play to make? So when it comes to the Zelda Let's Plays, I've done Hyrule Warriors, Age of Calamity, Link's Crossbow Training and Skyward Sword. And out of all of them, I think my favourite would be Age of Calamity. Simply because it's the only game that I've Let's Played as it was my first time playing it, so I got to share my first experience with the game with all of you. And from some of the numbers on those videos, I think a lot of you enjoyed that as well. Some of those videos are some of my most viewed on my channel, which is insane. And yeah, I honestly loved Let's Playing that game for the first time with all of you. I also really liked playing Final Fantasy VII Remake on my second channel. That was really fun. Again, a game that I played for the first time while Let's Playing it. So yeah, I really like doing that, and those were two of my favourites. Hyrule Gamer has asked, what is your favourite piece of Zelda merch that you own? Now, this is mean because my collection isn't small and it's very hard to pick just one thing. So I'm going to cheat and pick two that I kind of always can combine together anyway because they are both sentimental in the same kind of way. Those items are my Spirit Tracks Collector's Edition and my Phantom Hourglass Feathered Stylus. Phantom Hourglass was my first Zelda game and Spirit Tracks was my second, and these were definitely the games that obviously brought me into the series and hooked me into the series. And because I was new at the time, I didn't really have the chance to get these when I got the game because I didn't really know about merchandise. I didn't even really know, well, I didn't know that Zelda was a huge big series until I found out about it after playing Spirit Tracks. Played Phantom Hourglass, then saw there was a sequel, got excited, then found out that it was this huge big series. Yeah. So I would pick those two items because they have a lot of sentimental value. They're both things that I saw when I was younger and I thought, oh, that'd be so cool to have those. I love those games. I'd love to have them. And so when I finally was able to add them both to my collection over the year, it's been really, really cool to have them. And it's just so nice to have them on the shelf. I did actually do a video unboxing the collector's edition a few years ago, so I put a link somewhere around if you want to go have a proper look at what that is. And if you want to see my full collection, which I'm pretty sure I show off both items a little bit in that, I'll also leave a link to a video that I did a couple of years ago, so it's a little outdated now, but most of the stuff in there, like, it's most of my stuff. But anyway, the two things that I pick, obviously, Spirit Tracks Collector's Edition and my Phantom Hourglass Feathered Stylus. Both items that I love very much, that hold a special place in my heart, and I am very happy to have in my collection. That being said, there's a ton of items that I could pick. It's very hard for me to pick just one, that's why I technically picked two. And yeah, I could probably pick a different one every single day, depending on my mood. Edgy the Hedgy asks, if you could pitch a story for a Zelda game, whether a sequel to an existing one or an entirely new one, what would it be like? So, I have been making up little stories and fan fictions for Zelda games since I was a kid. There was like whole massive stories that I came up when I was younger that I wrote down on my computer, and so if I had the chance to do that, I think I would go more for an original story than one that followed off of something. I would obviously include lots of little references and make sure it fit in the timeline and had all the lore and all that kind of stuff, but I would make it brand new. And I really like character stories, so there would be a lot that followed through Link and Zelda and Ganondorf. I'd have to have Ganondorf in it somewhere. The two kind of main story ideas that I would go with were a story that did focus around Ganondorf, and we got to know a lot more about him and how the Curse of Demise affects him. Does the curse just exist? Or is he a normal man for some point of time and then the curse kind of clicks on? We'd get to know all of that. A other story would focus around a older Link, maybe even a Link that we had seen before, but not kind of like Ocarina of Time adult Link. It would actually be an adult Link, maybe in his late 20s or 30s or even 40s. I really want a game that focuses on a adult Link, maybe even with kids, maybe who has been a hero when he was younger and now has had time away, has his own family and now has to be a hero again, or has been a chosen hero, but throughout his life, he hadn't had anything really to go against. He was just a normal dude doing his stuff, having a family, having a nice little life on a farm or something, and then something happens while he is this much older, and he has to kind of learn to be a hero while being so much older. I would love something like that. I've also said on Twitter how a game focusing on Ganondorf and Link as kind of a father and son dynamic, but not actually like father and son, maybe adopted if anything, that was kind of like God of War would be very cool. I'd love to see that. Shiga Shadow asks, in your opinion, what is the best Zelda, even if it is not your favorite? Wind Waker. It is my favorite, but it is also the best. That is my opinion, but yes, Wind Waker, it's my favorite, but it is also the best Zelda. Sparrow has asked, what are your thoughts on the shrines in Breath of the Wild? Now, I have mixed thoughts on the shrines, though that should come as no surprise, saying my thoughts on most of Breath of the Wild are kind of mixed. There are a lot of things that I love and dislike in that game. But I like the shrines. I think they're a cool new way to do dungeons, but I also feel that there's way too many of them. Some ideas that are in the shrines are very similar to other ideas in other shrines, and they could have easily been mixed together into one for a longer kind of idea. You could put like 3 shrines together to make one longer mini dungeon instead of having those 3 shrines. I basically love the shrines. I think they're done pretty good, but there's way too many of them. They could have cut the amount of shrines in half and put in an extra dungeon, or made some of them longer, and I think it would have been a bit better. And I think, obviously, I think a lot of you know my thoughts on the Divine Beasts. If they cut the shrines in half, they could have maybe used some of those ideas for the Divine Beasts or a different dungeon. Yeah, so I like them, but I think there's too many of them, and a little bit more time from those, or ideas from those, could have been put into a different dungeon. But yeah, for the most part, I do like them, but there's just too many of them. Christian Dot, I think that's it. I'm terrible with names. What is your plan for the future? Will you stick strictly Zelda or move on to gaming as a whole? And if so, will you do Let's Plays? I like this question as it's something I have thought about myself. I feel for the time being my channel will be mainly Zelda, but at times you might see other games pop up. I've posted Resident Evil and Metroid related videos now and then over the years, but for the moment I don't think I would go all out with different video games, and I will stick primarily Zelda. It's my favourite series, it's the series that I know the most about and have the most thoughts and kind of opinions on, as it is my favourite. And so I will stick mainly Zelda, but might do some Resident Evil videos around Resident Evil 4 when that comes out, or Final Fantasy 16 when that comes out, just how I feel really. And when it comes to Let's Plays, I did have a Let's Play of Final Fantasy 7 remake on my channel when that came out. You might have seen it if you were following me around that time, but I did feel it was kind of covering up my main Zelda content, and so that's when I made my second channel, Hylian Jester, where I put all of that on there, and I have then put my Resident Evil Let's Plays and other games and stream highlights all on that channel. So if I have a Let's Play of a different non-Zelda game, or I have a stream highlight that I want to put on a channel, I put it on my Hylian Jester channel. And so if you haven't checked that out, there's your kind of push. That's my little promo for it. That's where I'll be putting any streams or kind of let's plays of Resident Evil, Final Fantasy 16, 7 when they come out. They'll be over there. So yeah, Zelda for the most part, Zelda is on here. That's what it mainly is. But if I do anything big with a different game, it's probably going to be over there, unless I do a kind of theory video or something smaller for this one. Master Deity asks, Mipha or Ruto? I love Mipha. She's super sweet. But I have to say Ruto is my favorite out of the two. I love her sass. I love how she looks. The blue of the Zoras in Ocarina of Time is just so pretty, and I think that is the perfect color for the Zora. Just this kind of shimmery blue color. I love it. Ruto's awesome. I have to pick Ruto. And finally from Nehru, what is the hottest Ganondorf iteration, excluding Twilight Princess and Hydrated Ganon? You're asking me the really hard questions today, aren't you? I would say Hyrule Warriors Ganondorf. Just, mwah, beautiful, beautiful man. But I understand why you had to exclude Twilight Princess Ganondorf. So that's all the questions for today. I know there were a few more, but I didn't want this video to go on forever, and some of them were honestly better suited for a longer video. There are actually some that I had thought of for video ideas before, so if you asked a question that didn't turn up, maybe you'll see it in a video dedicated to that kind of topic at a different point. But yeah, thank you for the questions. I really enjoy answering questions, so if you have any more, do leave them in the comments below, and I will kind of look at them and maybe do a video in a couple of months going over some more if I get enough. And to finish off this video, let me just say again, thank you all for 2022, all of your support and love throughout the year. It really means a lot, and I am very excited to make videos for all of you guys this year. Thank you all again. I hope you've enjoyed, and I hope you continue to enjoy throughout the year. And I'll see you all in the next video. Bye!